Hi, welcome to Laura's View in Tarot 2. Today's date is Friday, May 27th, 2022. I am so glad you're here with me. Tonight I wanted to talk about and explore a topic that is not new. I've heard alt media discuss this numerous times. I just wanted to bring something to your attention that's been on my heart, and that is the power of language. Language, whether we realize it or not, and hopefully on some basic level we do know that words are powerful. It's only one small step beyond that to realize that words probably have been used to control us and program us. And the word that is on my heart tonight to talk about specifically before we look at lists of words is the word understand. When we tell someone we understand, for example, if you've ever listened to someone being read their Miranda rights, at the end of it, they're asked, do you understand your rights as I've explained them to you? You're actually saying more than that you aren't confused. You're saying that you will stand under that officer's authority. You're giving away your personal power. You are saying, I will be subjugated to you when you say, I understand. And I want to ask the cards tonight in a minute if removing that word from our language as much as possible and substituting it with a synonym of comprehend. I fully comprehend what you're telling me. Got it, no problem comprehending that. If we as a people take that word out of our language, will it have a beneficial effect? And could that be one small step in a cascade of good effects that we humans would like to have? Now, I think people that watch a channel like this kind of are with me on this topic so far and understand that words are powerful. So they're used to sell us things. They're also used to make us do or not do things, to be divided, to be fearful. The most powerful fear is the most powerful emotion that words induce. I'm going to show you a list I found that I thought was pretty good on a blog site. Someone that's on a larger device is welcome to put the address in the comments. I can't put links up without getting my hand slapped. So look for it in the comments with someone that has no trouble seeing this share screen. But if you can't, just do a simple search of lists of words that control our emotions and actions. And there's numerous ones. So I'm not the only one. I'm just going to show you one that kind of prompted this video and that I wanted to add into what I'd been feeling very strongly was talking about removing the word understand from our everyday language. Okay, so at this site, according to this blogger, there are 7 different types of power words: fear, encouragement, I liked that list, lust, anger, greed, safety, and forbidden. And the fear power words, once we know what they are, we can recognize them and reclaim some of the power that they try to take from us. Some of these words: catastrophe, caution, plunge, collapse, victim, hoax, hack, horrific. Think of these words and how often we see them in headlines and in news reports. Know that they are trying to not just inform you, but to make you fearful. Okay, so our question for the universe: making that one small change of removing understand from our typical everyday language as much as possible and substituting with a synonym, the one that I wanted to share was the word comprehend, because it means exactly the same thing. Is that going to make any small change in humanity's path? Is knowing words that trigger emotions in us, knowing those going to help us avoid some programming that is done on a very regular basis to we humans to keep us controlled and docile and divided, and all those other things that we do not need to be. Let's see what the universe has to say. Okay, our first card is the Knight of Wands. Second card is Two of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune is our third card. Strength is our fourth. Ace of Pentacles is our fifth. First clarifier is the Hermit. Second is the Seven of Swords. I'll be right back. We'll talk about those cards. And here's our cards. The Knight of Wands represents those of us that are asking this question. And our first question was, would it make a change to remove the word understand from our typical everyday language? It's clarified a little bit by the Two of Pentacles, which means we could be on two very different paths with this change. We could change our path. That's kind of bolstered by the recent past, the Wheel of Fortune. Our words and our language has been used to control and to program us. And the Wheel of Fortune is always turning. And the more we understand and reclaim our personal power, even over something as simple as the language we use on a regular basis, is going to make a huge change in our world. We will have, I love that we have the Strength card here for the present. We humans are slowly but surely changing that Wheel of Fortune and reclaiming our strength. Believe it or not, we are in the midst of being prepared to be part of a much bigger community than just our world. And we need to be able to take a good place in that community, not be the ugly stepchild, not be the special needs race. We need to be ready to contribute in meaningful ways and be worthy of trust and respect. And if we do, the more we reclaim our power, the more we chart our own path and resist programming, the more we're going to have the Ace of Pentacles for our future. And that is bolstered by the Hermit card. The Hermit card often talks about off-world energy, but the Hermit card is also about spiritual journeys. And this is very much, for me, and I'm sure for many of you, the process of waking up, understanding that there's a much bigger world out there than we've been allowed to realize. It's part of a spiritual awakening. So it's not just a political knowledge awakening. It's not that. It's all about growing as humans. Now, we do have to be careful, okay? Words have been used to trick us, and swords are the words, and they're not going to stop. But by understanding those words that are used to program us, and as we become aware of ones that are used to control us and avoiding those, the better off we'll be. So again, for this video, I would encourage you to do two things. And number one is substitute the word comprehend for understand as part of your everyday language. If there ever comes a time you need to acknowledge understanding something, say, comprehend it, no problem, got it. Okay, let's take understand out of our language. And then go to that site I mentioned, or just do a quick Google search or whatever search engine you use for words that are used to control or bespell, or however you want to phrase it. You'll find there's many lists there. The more we know those words, we know that they're trying to trigger us. Some of them are subtle, so learn the subtle ones, okay? Because the big ones I think jump out at you a little bit, but learn those subtle words so that they do not control you, so that you can be responsive and not simply react to those words, but choose how you wish to respond. Now, a couple other things that are not related to this read. Those of you subscribers that have had to resubscribe numerous times because for whatever reason you're unsubscribed, I can hypothesize why that's happening, but I thank you for being diligent in resubscribing to be part of my channel. I really, really do thank you for that. And then the other thing I wanted to say is I can't put links in my video description, but you're welcome to do it in the comments. And I know sometimes people only have a small device. When I share a screen, if someone would take it upon themselves to share that link down in the comments, that would be fabulous. By the way, if you know other synonyms that mean the same thing as understand and you want to share those in the comments, do that too. In the meantime, we've got this, folks. We are winning and learning and slowly learning how to be the beautiful, autonomous creations that our Creator made. Best of luck, stay strong, and know your strength. Good night.